Welcome back, guys, to the channel. I'm Jake ELLENBOGEN, and we're continuing on with the 2021 Rams projection stats series. We did Aaron Donald yesterday. We've already finished the offense. And now we move on to the nose tackle of the Los Angeles Rams, going into a contract year, a 6th-round pick from Rutgers. They call him Bash, Sebastian Joseph-Day. This is not a guy that's going to have a ton of stats. He's not going to have a ton of sacks. But what he does extremely well is take on double teams, and he's going to be a gap filler in the middle to basically shut down that run game. He was huge last year. He made significant strides. Just turned 26 this year. We're looking at one of the better, up-and-coming nose tackles in football going into a contract year. So this is a big prove-it year for Bash, and we'll see what he can do. Before we get into that, be sure to subscribe, leave a comment, and a like if you like this video. Also, just want to point your attention over to my Twitch channel. You can go over to my Twitch and follow my Twitch at jkbogan15. I'm also doing live streams there. It's a better platform for my gaming streams, but I'll be also broadcasting my Jake ELLENBOGEN live stuff over there, so be sure to follow that. But now let's get into it. 17 games, you know the rules. We're starting out 65 tackles I have. His career high is 55 last season. Bash has really gotten better each year in this league. And so for me, I feel like let's project him to do a little bit better this year. You look at what he's been able to do. He got a lot better last year. I think he took significant strides. He's going to have a full year with A'Shawn Robinson next to him, a full year again with Aaron Donald. So I actually expect good things out of Sebastian Joseph-Day once again. And he has clearly moved ahead in what I think a lot of people felt a guy like Greg Gaines was going to be the guy in the middle when they drafted him the 4th round out of Washington in 2019. But Sebastian Joseph-Day has actually been the guy that they've relied on. We will see if they bring him back, but as of now, he's going to be the starter. 65 tackles would be 10 more than his career high. I think that's very realistic. I think he could have more. This is somebody that's going to be a gap filler, like I said, plug the lanes. It's going to be hard to run against him, A'Shawn Robinson, Aaron Donald. Quite frankly, it's going to be nearly impossible when you think of all the body mass that is surrounding that line of scrimmage and the quickness of Aaron Donald. But yeah, I have 65 tackles, and leading into that, I have 3 sacks, which is a career high for Sebastian Joseph-Day. He had 2 in 2019. Not as many sacks last year, of course, but what you did notice last year is while he didn't have as many sacks as 2019, again, did such a great job of commanding the line of scrimmage, winning at the point of attack. I expect him to do that, but also evolve a little bit as a pass rusher. Even if he's a limited pass rusher, the Rams are okay with that. This is somebody coming out of Rutgers in the 6th round, wasn't expected to be a contributor at all as a pass rusher, and was a solid run defender. And sure enough, he's gotten into, he's become a good run defender, maybe even a great run defender. So it's good to have him. And then I have 8 tackles for a loss. You have 3 sacks, so those are 3 tackles for a loss, so I have him getting 5 more. His career high is 5 going back to 2019. I don't expect that to be too crazy. I don't think it's too crazy to think that, Bash will continue to get better. Eventually he's maybe going to hit a 5-sack total, but he is a nose tackle. Those guys, they tend to anchor. They're not focused on getting sacks. They do the dirty work down low. That not everybody wants to do. And that's why they're nose tackle. Sebastian Joseph-Day loves being that and playing that position, so I don't expect that to change unless they move on from him after the year. Next, I have 1 forced fumble. He had 1 in 2020. It was his first of his career. I think he's going to get another one this year. Expecting more than that is kind of unfair since this guy doesn't really get his opportunity to hit the quarterback very often. But he does terrorize the line of scrimmage. He terrorizes the backfield and just, being a wall. So I do think, at least one of those times he will get a forced fumble this year. I think it's safe to say, and projecting that because I think he's going to get chances because of Aaron Donald, Leonard Floyd, and Ashawn Robinson. So I think because of those opportunities, I imagine he gets his hand in there, knocks one loose, one forced fumble. And then lastly here, 10 pressures, which you might not think is a lot because I just had a video where I just talked about a guy playing the defensive tackle / defensive end position in a 3-4, Aaron Donald, getting 101 pressures. But you have to keep this in mind. That's just not normal. I mean, he's doing things that are off the charts. Now, Sebastian Joseph-Day, 10 pressures is not bad for being a nose tackle. It's not your job to pressure the quarterback. You're trying to be the anchor, establish positioning in the middle of the defense and, take on double teams, even triple teams, and be a plugger in that, plug in those holes and really stop in the run. That is your job. And so overall, 10 pressures is pretty good, but it's even better when you think about the fact that Bash didn't even have his career high last year. He had 8 pressures in 2019. You saw more of a rotational guy in 2019, a guy that could rush the passer a little bit, but was sharing time. Last year, he became a full-time starter and was more focused on being a nose tackle. So you saw the pressures go down and you saw the sacks go down. But I think this year he'll be able to do a little bit more because Ashawn Robinson can also play that role. So if they want to use him and use Ashawn Robinson in different ways, I mean, Ashawn Robinson has not a ton, but he actually has some familiarity with rushing off the edge, and he has some stand-up reps that are kind of incredible if you go back to his film with Detroit. So I won't be surprised if they move these guys around. I have 10 pressures, and that does it for this video. If you guys enjoyed, be sure to subscribe, leave a comment, and a like if you can. Also, be sure to leave a question. I want to do comment question of the day, but I don't have any questions, so I can't really do that. So I do want to get back to that. Be sure to leave a question for the comment question of the day. But once again, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'm Jake Ellenbogen, and I approve this message. Take care.